Apollo, crypto, all in one. A step for devs, a leap for blockchain. Rise like jet fuel, hot flame. Swim with balance on. Apollo, crypto, all in one. A step for devs, a leap for blockchain. Rise like jet fuel, hot flame. Features I've never seen. In one coin endeavoring to stand the storm weathering. Whatever the government bring. Mass adoption, that's an option. Privacy if you need to act with caution. I want to cause you know they're watching. In early then scope and launching. Hands of steel and Armstrong, Aldrin, all in. Caldera crawling, crypto cauldron calling. That rabbit hole we falling. Moon missions are true fiction. Blockchain here to smooth friction. If you hear the call, such as you listen. Cause we're watching the tail of two systems. They're breaking up out of the mold. Who makes them out of control? So dominoes, yo. I'm on a roll like some dominoes flow. Fiat speaking in ominous tones. So we'll be on the sun. Apollo, crypto, all in one. A step for devs, a leap for blockchain. Rise like jet fuel, hot flame. So we'll be on the sun. Apollo, crypto, all in one. A step for devs, a leap for blockchain. Rise like jet fuel, hot flame. Encrypted messaging. No IP.
Yes. That was Hash Brown of Team Huddle singing the Apollo song. Welcome and good night, Apollonauts, and soon to become Apollonauts around the world from South Africa, the Philippines, South America, and the United States. We are worldwide. So we're going to have a really great show this evening. And before I proceed, I wish to make this disclaimer that we are a community-run show and do not speak on behalf of Apollo to any official capacity of any kind. Plus, if there's any investment advice that's being given or opinionated or opined, we are not financial advisors. We do not give financial advice. These are our opinions only, and is for entertainment purposes only. Yes, you can laugh at us for the advice that we're giving. So, now, on the docket tonight, we have the following great individuals. First, out of the great state of Georgia, who we met each other just the other day in Austin. Well, we'll be talking about that further. But his name is Bob Walker, and he is the CCO of Novus One. Welcome to the show, Bob.
Hey, how's it going, Richard?
Very, very good, very good. How's the weather over there in Georgia, by the way?
You know, last night it got pretty cold. It was in the 40s, but it warmed up in the 70s, so we're good right now.
Tell that to the people in Alaska or the northern parts of Canada. Next up, our favorite truck driver. We all know him as Bitcoin Ben, out of the great state of Texas, out of Austin. Ben, welcome to the show as well.
I don't live in Texas. I live in Missouri.
Oh,
No. Texas is okay, but Missouri is God's country.
We all know Missouri is God's country. and how long have you been living in Missouri? Are we pronouncing Missouri or Missouri?
Well, if it's really cold, it's actually misery. And if it's really hot, it's Missouri.
Very good, very good. And with us also tonight for her debut, never been on the air before, our mystery woman, Amina. Welcome from the great country of Canada and the great province of Ontario and the capital, Ottawa. Welcome to the show, Amina.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, indeed. I'm going to start right with you because people are looking at you and going, well, who's Amina? So perhaps you can give us a little insight as to how you connect to the crypto world on this evening.
Sure. So I'm Amina, and I started a meetup actually in 2017 in Ottawa. I had an interest in Bitcoin quite a few years ago, probably when it first came out. I never actually went out and bought any, unfortunately, but I always wanted it. And I always thought about looking for it and going to get it. And I never did until 2017. And then, yeah, were you going to say something?
I'm going to say 2017. How remarkable is that? That was just the beginning of the major bull run of Bitcoin back in, maybe July of 2017 it began and culminated with fever in December of that year. Is that what caught your eye?
No, I had no idea
Oh.
what was going on. I always wanted to, and I truly didn't know. And I no technical background, and so I just went searching on the internet and realized that it was a little bit more that I needed to learn about, and I did, and it never stopped. As soon as I started, I could not stop. I loved everything. I was curious, just very curious, and ended up starting a meetup and did that from then till about, well, till now. So I do it bi-weekly here in Ottawa, and I've learned a lot. I've met Ben through it. He did his first stop on the world tour in Ottawa. So it's been a blast. Like I'm having fun.
Well, we hope a lot more people are like you, where their curiosity is tickled and they start researching, the cryptocurrency world in general, blockchain more specifically, and they'll begin to realize the value. It's interesting that we are all now separated by tens of thousands of miles right now on this broadcast, but a short while ago, in the first week of April, we were separated by about 5 feet. 5 square feet at a pool at the Courtyard Marriott in Austin, Texas. We were all together sitting around the table shooting the breeze. And then it was a blast, wouldn't you think? I mean, that was so much fun.
Oh yeah, I loved it. It's actually hanging out with you guys, and there were a couple of drinks we consumed, and and we just kept drinking and drinking until we all laughed and giggled, and then I think we bought Ripple. That's how drunk we got.
Well, for you to say that is like blasphemy, but we'll leave that one aside. I think we should thank Jay Chains, who is a resident of Austin, for bringing a humongous cooler of his
The
local
Yeti.
beer. Yeah, man. What did you think of that beer, Bob? I mean, it was pretty good. Right?
I punished it pretty hard that first night.
I think everyone was punished that first night. Yeah. So tell me, let's go to Ben. We were all there for a purpose. Can you kind of give our audience kind of an overview of what the purpose of the event was, the meetup, and how you felt it came about, how you felt it turned out?
Oh yeah, I had actually talked with Drew from the Wild West Crypto Show, and originally it was going to just actually be a nice little meetup, maybe 100 people, and before we knew it, it actually grew into like, hey, this is Texas. Let's have the world's largest cryptocurrency meetup, and let's do it for charity. And so that's actually what got that going. And we reached out, and I didn't want just one coin or one project or anything like that. I wanted everyone, I wanted Apollo, Litecoin, Ripple, Bitcoin, Ethereum, everyone in crypto to unite and actually work towards one cause, or actually a few causes of charity, plus show everyone that although we have our coins and our projects that we're all working on, and we're just, always like so looking at our projects, that as a community, we're larger than that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I wanted, and that's exactly what happened. Like, you all showed up, and there were just projects from all over the world. We had people who flew in from like Israel and all over the world, and it was just amazing. We raised a lot of money for charity, and it rained, but really I don't think anyone really cared because we were all smiling and happy and just enjoying actually being around other people who were as energetic. And I mean, some projects were amazing. Like you all were there. You had a great friggin' booth. It was just amazing. And this was a great event, all in all.
Yeah, we had quite a posse there. I think it was about 22, 23 Apollonauts showed up from various parts of the world, of course. And Dean, our producer, who's working behind the scenes as we speak right now for the show, he and I took the white Lamborghini Hurricane and drove it through the most horrendous of rain conditions known to mankind. In fact, I do recall at one point while we were driving, and we were just driving straight, we were hydroplaning across the center line, and there was no control. It was crazy. But the purpose of the Lambo was to raise money for charity, that we would have people have their picture taken in the car, and the money would go towards charity. We were certainly weren't trying to boast or anything. That was the actual purpose of that. So I noticed that there were a lot of different coins represented that I personally never even heard of, and there's a lot of education all around. Just experiencing it. I think the biggest problem I had was with my boots because of all the mud. It was absolutely crazy, man. It was like a real. I mean, it took a while, but my boots still have original mud from Blanco. I haven't taken it out of the bag yet. I think I might want to put it in a little baggie and keep it as Austin mud or Blanco mud.
I've been on. There's no crypto meetup here where I live. How hard was it to get a meetup started in your area? Did you find it difficult, or was it something you just posted and people became involved? Is that something you guys can expand on a little bit? Because I think it's important that people start bringing the knowledge to more people in their areas.
I will let Amina actually talk about that because she hosts one every other week or I think every other week.
Every two.
Yep, and she does a great job. Yeah, the very first one I ever went to on my global adoption tour was up at hers, and it was amazing. We had a great crowd. They were young, they were old, there were kids, and a lot of beer and a lot of chicken wings, and it was just great.
Ottawa's known for their chicken wings, Amina. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're becoming a bit of a foodie town, but thanks for that, Ben. That was awesome. And I think it helped having you come too. You draw fans everywhere you go. So we had his fans come in from outside of Ottawa, from Toronto, from up a bit north in Quebec. So that was really cool for me to see, and I got new members out of it as well. But to start a meetup, you know what? We just started originally literally in a bar downtown, and it started around a little table, and it grew. And as we went on every couple of weeks, we decided to do it every couple of weeks. I don't know how that came about, but there was a need. We were in the Bull Run, and so it drew in a lot of people. And we moved locations. We went to another bar. It was more of a gaming type bar where they had video screens and everything. So we thought that would be useful. And they were really great at putting us on their website as a weekly event. And we drew in, we would have up to anywhere between 20 and 30 people at times and I think because it was a bull run, it was quite a hype at the time. We had an original miner show up. We had all kinds of interesting people. Like it was so fascinating. And then I veered off and I went on my own and I did it. I was offered a space at Collab Space, which is a collaborative open office space where people can rent their office space. And it's work in collaboration. So if you need help or guidance or any kind of business, they're there to help you along with your business as well. And they do events, and it's really cool. So Emil, the owner, offered me the education room there, and he literally gives it to me every 2 weeks. I have a full membership there, basically. So it's been fantastic. And we have it on the meetup site. So that is the only way I've drawn people in. We're a lot of high tech too in Ottawa. So I have almost 300 members at this point. So not too bad.
Well done. Well done. Yeah, man.
Good.
Yeah. I'm surprised that you're saying that it all started with the hype of the bull run, but at the depths of the bear market, and they're still coming strong is what impresses me.
Well, I would say I've probably had as low as 3 people show up, but I continuously.
Was that when Bitcoin was 3,000?
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And that's okay. I'll still do it. Like, I still put up my post and say, you know what, let's do a meetup. Why not? I'll still get at least 3 or 4 people. But now I'm getting a few more. It seems to be picking up again. And I consistently do it. I don't stop. So I love it. It feeds me. I love it.
So you have a designated date every couple of weeks during the week that you designate for meeting up. Is that the way it works?
Yeah. So we do it like a Wednesday evening. It seems to work. And sometimes it may go a 3-week span, just depending on life being busy. But yeah, it's been pretty consistent. So it's the one that I cherish the most, I think, in all the things that I'm doing.
Awesome. That is awesome. Ben, I know that you're trying to make a record with the most people at a cryptocurrency meetup. The rain came howling. There were tornado watches and all that. How did that all work out? Did we make any records, or we fell short because of inclement conditions?
No. We now hold the record, and Drew from the Wild West Crypto Show and I will be doing an announcement tomorrow. So
okay.
Watch my channel for that. And we do hold the record. Now that sounds really impressive, and it actually is, but there wasn't a record before that, so we were guaranteed to win. But
oh boy, the next meetup is sure to break it, right?
Oh yeah, and we will also announce the date of next year's world record meetup in the exact same location. This time I've actually called ahead and I've actually talked with God, and he said no rain. So we're good.
You put in the order.
I'm gonna pass you the gods from Barbados and send them over to you, and then it'll work out just fine. I'm sure.
Bring them over. Bring them over.
I'm gonna bring them over. Something funny that happened on our trip is Dean, again our producer. He said, "Richard, I got you a surprise," and I said, "Well, what could that be?" He says, "It's a toy." I said, "A toy?" And you all guys saw this because you were at the pool and you watched me bring this down. I have to show this because it's so damn funny. This is the toy that he got me here. Now you look real close. Who does that resemble? What this is supposed to be Dude Love. Okay? Dude Love. So here I'm thinking, you see, he's one of these wrestling guys, I guess, right? So what if I took an Apollo coin and put it right in the middle, so it'd be looking one of his championship belts? We can put
there
it in the
you go.
middle like that. There you go. So
yeah,
Dean,
that'd be perfect.
Yeah, I thank you, Dean. I don't know if I want to be called Dude Love. You can call me Dude all you like, but that might be a little much. What do you think of that, Ben? That looks pretty cool.
I love it.
Were they thinking of me or what?
Looks like you.
Absolutely.
That's the whole reason why he got this.
Wait, he's missing a tooth there. So
well, yeah. Obviously he wasn't seeing me for any treatment, or else I would never have had him PR in that fashion. Bob, we're missing out on you. I mentioned initially when I introduced you that you are the CCO of Novus 2. Perhaps you could just describe briefly what this company, this cryptocurrency is all about, please.
All right. Well, it's Novus 1, not Novus 2.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
But,
brain fart. Sorry, Novus 1, Novus. Maybe
good,
Novus 2. Maybe Novus 2 is forthcoming. Novus 1. Yes. Yes.
That's after the hard fork.
Yeah. Exactly. Sorry. Sorry about that, Bob. Sorry about that.
What we are is actually a software company that is creating a social media platform. I know everybody's seen the UHive Journey to 100K videos going out.
Yes,
which,
yes.
That's all right. He'll show us some love here sooner or later. But essentially, and Apollo should love Novus 1 because we are actually implementing Novus 1 platform on the Apollo blockchain.
Let's have an applause for that.
So, using the Apollo API keys and integrating full wallet integration into a social media platform. So I know you guys probably won't be able to see this, but
so while you're doing that, you can continue doing that. I can talk. Okay. So is there going to be a possibility that in our Apollo wallet there might be a method where we can click to enter into your territory, or how would that operate?
Well,
down the road,
we would have to. Actually, here's the beauty of it: is every profile on the Novus.1 platform will actually, when they register, be downloading a Apollo wallet. So we're actually expanding the Apollo ecosystem because it's going to generate an Apollo wallet address. So you can directly tip and send, kind of like Patreon. If you upload a video to the platform, instead of having to tip and then Patreon gets their slice, what's going to happen is I can just send coins directly to your profile, which in essence goes through API keys to the Apollo wallet, which would allow you to exchange that in the Apollo decentralized exchange for whatever token you want to. So it's our vision to be able to integrate as many blockchain projects, whether it's a gaming app or maybe DLive or something like that, into our platform. And I kind of equate it to, we've talked about this like a sports reference, like for some reason, and this is what I loved about Bitcoin Ben's meetup, is just like Ben was saying, is that everybody got together and there really wasn't any bias. It's just a bunch of crypto people hanging out and having fun. That's kind of what we want to put into the Novus 1 platform. What we want to have happen is we don't want to, for some reason, I don't know why it is, whatever coins we hold are great and every other one suck. Right. I mean, that's kind of, let's face it. That's how I don't know why when Moon Lambo.
And it shouldn't happen that way. It should not happen that way. It shouldn't be a mudslinging affair,
No, it really shouldn't be. So what we want is to try to approach it from the other side. Is we want blockchain and cryptocurrency in general to be successful. And for that to happen, we need all these crypto communities to quit throwing dirt and mud at each other and say, hey, you guys have a good project doing this and we have a good project doing that. Why can't we collaborate and work together? And that way, in my mind, in the Novus.1 team, that is the quickest way to mass adoption, is just play nice with these other currencies, right? So if you're on the Novus 1 platform and you want to buy coffee from Hodl Fuel, why wouldn't you want to be able to hit a drop down and pick what service you want?
There it is.
Pick what service you want to pick to use to pay for it. So you'll be able to come to the marketplace, and if Hodl Fuel is on our site, then you could order, directly using whatever cryptos they want to accept to their platform. And that's kind of how we're going on. Maybe I'll tell you what, I know Jason's watching this. Jason, send me the screenshot, and I'll try to share it out. and kind of explain, because we have a proof of concept profile screenshot Jason's done.
What I will say in the meantime is this gem of a coffee blend is like coffee on steroids. I mean, this stuff is amazing, and it is absolutely fantastic. Look at, I've drank a lot of coffees in my day, and that's a long time. But this is not. I'm not doing this for lip service. This is an outstanding coffee. Ben, is there a blend? Is this a certain blend that you selected, like from a certain country of the world or something like that? Or can you tell me?
When I actually made the deal with Huddle Fuel to have my own coffee, we checked out a few of them, and we chose that one. And I basically told them I want it strong and I want it good looking, just like me. And so that's what he actually came up with. And that guy knows his coffee. Yeah, he
Evidently.
is like a coffee. Yeah, he's excellent. And you'd be surprised how many people drink my coffee.
Oh my goodness. I said to myself, well, in real life, you used to be a truck driver, okay? And you were or you still maybe a truck driver. And
yes.
Who better to know their coffees than individuals that travel thousands of miles a day?
Exactly. I drink more coffee than anybody I've ever known in my life, because
do I have to clean your teeth one day there, Ben?
Well, speaking of teeth, I've had for the last month.
Oh, we're going to talk dentistry. How wonderful. Go ahead.
Yeah. I've had so much trouble with my teeth that I'm actually and yes, this will prove that I am a truck driver. I'm having my lower teeth removed and having
implants
actually put in, because my mom and my dad have such crappy genes that, and I don't know what happened. I had great friggin' teeth until I turned 40. As soon as I turned 40, it's like, hell with it. And it's ridiculous. I'm like, oh my God, I'm too young to be having teeth issues. And it's just been crazy.
Don't worry about it, Ben, because implants, I mean, I can tell you straight, when implants actually even came into our world, it was experimented in our very own dental school in Toronto, Canada, in a very quiet, clandestine fashion, in a certain lab, a certain room where no one was allowed in, and they had Swedish, shall we say, clinicians experimenting and so on. It was called the Brandmark system, if I recall. So the actual inception of implants happened right in our very own dental school. But time has changed, and it's come a long way. And Ben, you're going to be very happy with what you're going to get eventually. And you can, as we call them Barbados, you can skin your teeth all you like, and you'll be very proud.
I hope so, because it is not cheap.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I know in Barbados here, it would be the equivalent of about 2,500 US per unit. All right, and I know. I'm sure I'm not far off.
You're right about there. Yeah.
You see, and but that does tell us that you've been very successful with cryptocurrencies, or you would never be able to afford such a product, right?
Well, yeah, it's pricey, and I'm having it done because I don't want to go around for the rest of my life without teeth. That would suck.
No, that would, especially lowers, which is the worst kind. So.
Oh, I know.
All right, guys, I've got the screen.
Look at that mug shot.
You can see it. Yeah, so that's Jason. He's a friend of mine. He's also the CEO slash lead programmer right now of Novus.1.
But hold on, it's reversed. It's
Yep.
on reversed, I believe. It's reversed.
Yeah, I don't know. That's something on your end, because on my end, on my cameras and everything, it shows correct.
Okay, I got my mirror now. Now it's right. Yeah, don't worry about it,
Everything's
though.
reversed, right? I don't know how to flip it around on here. Unless, I don't know if I can screen. Maybe I can screen share. I don't know. Don't know.
Well,
I
we
can
could,
read backwards. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. But you proceed,
Can
Bob.
you see it
Proceed.
now?
Sorry for interrupting.
Does it look right now?
Yeah,
There we
you
go.
did
Yeah.
it. You did
There
it.
we
You
go.
did
All
it.
right. So I'll probably never get off screen share. You guys are going to be stuck looking at this the rest of the time. But essentially, this is a what you would look like, on your Twitter or Facebook or anything when you're looking at your own profile, right? So when you post, but you can see right here at the top, if you're an influencer or something and somebody's going to tip you, that you can request payment. You can get tipped. Obviously, it could just pay you directly if they're buying a good or service from you. You can upload photos. Also, you can, if you look at the bottom, it says other social media networks. So you'll actually be able to link your Facebook, Telegram, Twitter, all that information here on the side. So if they're on your profile and you're like, hey, go check me out on Twitter, they can just scroll down, hit Twitter, and it's going to pop them right to your Twitter link.
Wow.
Nice.
I like
Cool.
that.
That's cool.
So we're
That's
really
cool.
trying to bring everybody together and, kind of be the glue that holds everything together. What I've said about the sports team, obviously everybody has their favorite sports team. If you're a Vikings fan,
Boom.
you're going to say
Boom.
the Packers suck without fail, right? So that's just how it is.
Leafs.
So we don't really want to be a team in the league, so to speak. We kind of want to be the ESPN that highlights projects.
Right.
So it'd be very easy for payment services or gaming or different blockchains that have projects that want to integrate into our platform through API keys. We can definitely implement those and try to give one platform where multiple cryptocurrencies can come to one hub and be used. Will that take time? Obviously. We're just in the infancy. We haven't really put that much out. I mean, obviously, since the meetup, we've had a few interviews with, Larry and Joe's show or Joe's crypto show and some things like that. So we're just starting to get the word out and put it out. And right now on the website, I believe we have about, here, let me turn my screen share off and drop this back down. Just right now, to give you an idea, people are really interested in partnering with us and trying to work with us. Obviously, Apollo is the big one. We've been talking with Steve and you guys for quite a while, so that's a very important partnership with us. Platinum Dex is the new secure exchange that's coming out. Photon Coin, Gaming Coin, La Moneta, Crypto Profile, Spark Point, Kubo Coin, Epic Coin, Peng, which is
I'm so impressed that you mentioned SparkPoint as one of your partnerships. That's a good one.
Well, the problem that we're running into right now is that they've agreed with us with writing and stuff like that, but a lot of these are on their own timeline for their news releases. So they'll look at ours and say, "Oh, you're saying you're a partner with Precharge, yet they haven't announced it yet." Well, we've been told it's coming. It just hasn't occurred yet. But we've got Precharge as well. So, and we have a couple non-crypto partners down here that are interested in taking crypto for their goods and services in the future as well. So I talked with Rich Rob at Bitcoin Ben and at the meetup, and he's interested in being a non-crypto partner as well. So we're really trying to start integrating and building the gap between cryptos and non-cryptos.
That's it. And for everyone who knows who Richard Robb is, he's the owner of Indigo Creek Foods out of, what state is it again? I can't recall.
Tejas.
Where is it again? Where?
He's in Texas.
Texas. And you mentioned Larry and Joe. I'm going to put a little plug in. Larry and Joe is interviewing yours truly on Thursday evening at 8 o'clock, 2 days from now. In case you might be interested in entering my world, we'll be talking about anything and everything about crypto, geopolitics, God knows what. They're going to be asking me the questions, and I'll just be responding, just in case you may be interested.
Well, they're also. I saw a thing where Joe's moving his channel over to D Live as well.
D Live is going to be debuting with my interview. It's going to be the first time they'll be using D Live. For all of you who don't understand, D Live works off the blockchain instead of off of YouTube. So talk about adoption and integration. They're doing a YouTube type of interview, and it's going to be off of the blockchain. How cool is that?
Very cool.
Yeah, that's actually what I am involved with right now. Is I'm trying to introduce everyone who watches my show to there's a new world rolling out. And when you're involved in projects and you're meeting other CEOs and like all these other projects and the groups and the teams and all there's so many things out there. And what I'm trying to explain is there's ways to make money now in cryptos that people don't even know about yet. And it isn't just, oh, okay, I'm going to buy a coin, then I'm going to hold it, or I'm going to trade it. Anything. There's actually projects and jobs out there in blockchain. And whether you're looking for a career or whether you're looking for, just like a side job or whatever, there's jobs out there. And the problem is I've heard from so many places that they can't hire anybody because no one realizes there's all these jobs out there.
Well, there's a real need for really bright and clever developers. There's no question about it. There's always a need. And for any of you out there listening or watching the show, if you're wondering what you want to do with your life and you're still in, you're in high school or whatever, I mean, that is the niche of the millennial age. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Amina, wouldn't you agree? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I work in school, so I work with a lot of millennials and the newer generations now called Gen Z, apparently, anyone born after the year 2000. And what I notice with these young individuals is that they think very much in terms of the way the digital age is moving forward. I mean, they grasp it automatically. They understand it. They can see things, and they will fit right in. Just they're integrating right into it naturally. I think so. And even if I talk about what I do with them, they understand it very quickly.
Well, let's think about it this way. Unlike myself, where technology at age 5 was zero, these children at a very early age are already holding on to devices and playing games at an extremely early age. They have such an advantage over the older generations in terms of getting a grasp of the technology. So they're way ahead of the curve.
Well, they haven't even had to cash a paycheck in most cases. Every paycheck they've ever gotten has been direct deposit, right?
So a paycheck, what's that?
Yeah, what's this piece of paper you got to sign? What is that about?
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, that's the thing that I brought up on a video a week ago on Joe's channel. I said, the U.S. currency and a lot of currencies are already digital currencies. They just don't realize it. They're just not using blockchain technology, right? I mean, you get paid direct deposit. It goes directly to your bank. You go to the Walmart or the grocery store, you use your debit card. You never see the cash.
Okay,
Right?
so let me see if I can give you a metaphor because of this. We call it I'll call it a paperless society. I mean, in the last 7 or 8 years, when I've done my traveling or vacationing, I never went to the States. I never went to Europe. I just went and island skipped. When you live in this part of the world, you say, "Oh, I'm gonna check St. Lucia or I'm gonna say check St. Vincent," and that's cool. But guess what? I had no idea when I went to Austin just a few weeks back, and I had to go online to get my boarding pass. I see all these kiosks, and I felt like I was in a time capsule. So what am I supposed to do with this? They said, "Well, just follow the directions." I said, "Okay," and I was learning all this crap on the spot. I felt so stupid. Everyone else was boom, 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 and I go, "Okay, no, push the, okay." And boy, I gotta tell you, that was a rude awakening to technology to even me. Yes, dentistry, I keep up with technology and stuff. But traveling, I sucked when it came to understanding how things have gone so far ahead. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it?
I
But
mean,
they don't have all that stuff in between the islands, you see. They still
Mhm.
go by the old system. You go up to the desk, you show your passport, but boy, it was a rude awakening for me traveling to the States, doing it this way. You know?
my wife was like, did you check in with the airlines and print your boarding pass?" And this was the night before. I said, "I don't have to do that. I can just go to the airport and do it." "Oh yeah, but it's so much easier if you just go on the computer and print, select your seats, print your boarding pass, and print it out on the printer."
Yeah, well, people were just showing their iPhone and they had their what do you call it? What do you call that black
QR
thing?
code. QR code.
Yeah, they show QR code. Boop. Good. Bye. Good. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Ben's shaking his head.
That's
Ben, you've been doing a lot of traveling, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
oh
even
yeah.
Yeah.
right? You put your luggage on yourself now, and you do it all automatically as well. You just everything.
Yeah. So then you have to ask yourself the question that because it's a double-edged sword. So does this mean there's less people employed to fill positions in order to accomplish all these tasks because they're now so automated? So like there's a fine line between being good and being bad, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. It's people are losing employment, but it's it's actually at a rate that, except for truck drivers, we're losing truck drivers like it's going out of style.
So tell
Uh,
me why. Tell me why you're losing truck drivers. I don't understand that part. How the connection?
uh, the the number of people in trucking who are retiring is outnumbering the number of youth that are actually truck drivers now. And oh, as a truck driver, especially here in the mid American, everything flies in here, then we ship it out, that way or that way. And they're they're working on driverless trucks. And actually, the place I work for, it I've seen some top secret documents that are it's
What are you
going to be
telling us?
Don't get Richard stuck on the
What are you
conspiracy
telling us?
theory.
Top secret? Now the whole world's
yeah.
gonna hear. No, just kidding.
No,
Go
it
ahead.
doesn't matter. It's actually going to be really cool because the the younger drivers, they don't mind actually being truck drivers. They don't want to live on the road. They actually want to be local truck drivers, which is going to work out great once the driverless trucks come, because we'll have what is called a landing pad where the driverless truck will pull up, and mind you, this is all on blockchain. There are
Wow.
companies that are I've actually talked with CEOs that are implementing blockchain in driverless trucks. It's just amazing. And
Well, I was going to say that if you're a truck driver where I live in Barbados, a long haul is like 45 minutes. Okay. I mean, we got an island that's like you could go around the entire island and it might take you about 2.5 hours. So like truck drivers here are kind of like restless. They want to feel what the real truck drivers feel. Ain't gonna happen over here. Just not happening.
Right.
But
Right. It's the future. Everyone's so worried that, people are going to run out of work. I don't see that. I don't see that really being a problem because
it potentially is. There's a fine line. I mean, again, I go back to the example of the airport. I mean, what do they do at the desk? They confirm the information, and that's it. They don't have a bunch of other people handling other stuff. So that's a hard thing, man.
The unemployment rate here in America is super low. I mean, super low.
Thanks to who? Thanks
Trump.
to who? Boom.
Right, and
sorry, Amina. Trudeau just doesn't cut it. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
But is it what you were saying about the jobs going away, like with the airlines and stuff like that? But are they going away, or is it just a paradigm shift where now going back to the first statement to where if you're Generation Z, it's actually moving to more tech-based work and not manual, like us, hey, load that truck up and you're pulling a dolly.
Yeah, but hold on, Bob. I can debate this. I mean, what about who's the manufacturer of all the paper that you have to fill in order to do all the things that the machine does? That's just a sample. What about another person that has to scrutinize something else, where it's going to be automated by the actual kiosk?
The problem with what you said is you actually said paper.
Right.
Paper is going away. Like me,
it did. Yeah.
Everything is on my phone. When I fly, it's on my phone. I have credit cards on my phone. I have crypto on my phone. Paper and transaction of information is it. Yeah, the older people like us who actually don't know about the advancements we're still going to go, oh, okay, let me print out this piece of paper. Where the youth, if you show them a piece of paper, they're like, well, what the hell is that? And why are you killing a tree to get it? The evolution of technology right now is moving so quickly, especially in cryptocurrency. You can have the world's greatest project last week, and before you know it, you've actually gotten passed up by another project, and you're like, holy crap, look what they got. Then you want to implement that. And it's moving so quickly that really, and I love it. I love everything about cryptos and blockchain and advancements in technology and all. We will still need people who actually build houses. We will still need, roofers and all that. That's fine. And what's good is those are what some people call like, middle American jobs, average people jobs. Well, their wages, I know in trucking, our wages have gone up significantly because supply and demand, natural market, activities are pushing the price of trucking labor up. It's exactly what will happen with roofers, with carpenters, with refrigerator repairmen, with every labor job, you'll make more money because there will be less people around to do them, which will raise your wage.
Absolutely, 100% correct. You're
It
100% correct.
and so that will attract people who aren't technical or who aren't programmers, who like me. I'm a truck driver out of choice. I love actually being outside. I love driving. I love talking to people. I love interacting with people. And so I've chosen my life and blockchain, and what I do now, I have other areas of revenue in with the other employment opportunities blockchain is bringing me, and it's give it about a year, and everyone watching this who is really involved in cryptos, you'll have an opportunity to actually make an income just using a platform.
I was sorry. Go ahead, Ben.
A perfect example is a cryptocurrency called Basic Attention Token.
Yes, Tony
I'm using
at
the Brave
Journey
browser
to
right now.
Tony for Journey to 100K boasts about that all the time.
Oh yeah, it's when you're at home, because there's rumors going around that Basic Attention Token is actually going to partner with Roku and other places like that, where as you're watching TV, you'll have a choice to let ads run while you're watching TV. And your TV will have a wallet in it. And you'll actually get paid for your attention. That's why it's actually called Basic Attention Token. And while you're using your Brave browser, if you let them show you ads, you will. I don't know if they've launched it or it's almost launching. You'll actually get paid to let them run ads. Now, imagine if you run a huge corporation and you have all of these people using laptops. If you switch away from, whatever other browser, and you use Brave browser, and you have all of those actually point at one wallet, you'll have another revenue that your corporation is bringing in, just allowing, and with the advertisers, what's going to be awesome is, say that you work at the corporate headquarters of AutoZone, right? And as an advertiser, you're like, well, I actually make brake pads. So I want my ads running on the employees' computers at AutoZone. You'll have a choice to actually point your ads at, or if there's a hospital chain that is running Brave browser and you sell IV drips, you advertise at Utah. It is going to get crazy and it's going to get easy.
So tell me this. So like this Basic Attention. What if I really I like my sports? I like watching my sports, right? So I would love to make a passive income by watching my sports. I'll allow them to have the ads on while I'm watching my sports. Is that
Right.
even a possibility or what?
Yes, and I also know of another project. Listen to this. This one's going to be badass. I'm actually getting involved with advising this project. That as you're watching TV, all right, you and your wife or you and your girlfriend's watching TV, and your girlfriend or your wife looks and goes, "Oh my God, I love that dress." She will be able to take her remote control, point at that dress, hit one friggin' button, and it will show her where she can buy that dress on a little screen over on the side.
Wow, that is so
Hey, Ben,
Yeah.
have that project get in touch with my project because we could probably implement them into our platform.
Okay. Yeah. It's they're about halfway done with their coding, and it is just friggin' awesome. And if you point at it, you click it, and if you have an Amazon account, it will find it on Amazon, and all you do is click and go.
Or eBay perhaps or something like that.
Right, wherever that is at, and let your mind kind of wrap around that now, because now products will want in TV even more, because right now product placement where people just see that you're drinking, Pepsi or Coca-Cola or whatever. Imagine if people like, I'm looking at your handsome, good-looking, long-haired, with your beautiful blue hat on, and my laptop is a touch screen. Well, I actually touch your hat,
and it'll tell you where you can get it.
Yep. Yeah. That's
at a Toronto Maple Leaf fan store.
Yep.
Well, that will also.
Whoa. Hang on one second. It gets better. If you're using the Brave browser as we're doing this, and I actually touch your hat, and I actually purchase that hat from having a conversation with you,
yes,
you are reward. They actually pay you because you had the hat on.
So it would be motivation for me to wear and whatever stuff that people would want.
I'll be wearing a friggin' NASCAR jumpsuit every
day. Exactly.
It's all over the place.
In other words, it actually emphasizes you not being naked.
Well, just think that will also allow maybe smaller companies that can't afford these billion-dollar or multi-million-dollar advertising campaigns to get out in front of people as well.
Yeah,
I would like to have, like, if there's a really good meal and you touch the meal and it shows me the recipe.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Even if the lid is on.
Right. Yeah. That's maybe a year away.
Or you scan the barcode on your receipt from Walmart, and you get you can get your advertising for that product, Johnson & Johnson or whoever, because you buy their products.
Yeah. Not only would they give the recipe, they tell you what stores would sell the various portions of the recipe.
Exactly, where to find the ingredients.
Yeah, exactly.
You watch the Kardashians. Oh, I like her makeup. You click on it, and it gives the whole makeup.
No, your screen will go blank if you do that, Bob. That'll never work. It will. In fact, your computer might crash.
I'm I'm actually working with a project right now called Life App. All right, Life Info App. All right, and yep, and so is Amina. And I want to introduce you guys to it so you can introduce your viewers to it. Because as you use their app, and all it is at like Walmart or Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever, you actually pay for whatever you're shopping for on their app, and then the amount that you got off of your purchase is you're going to be able to actually buy cryptocurrencies with what you saved on the app.
Wow.
Nice.
It's just too bad we don't have those stores here. I have to be traveling in order to do that.
Well, it will eventually right now they're in 20 countries. But that's what I'm talking about. And it's a way for you to shop at places you want to shop at.
Absolutely.
And
Makes
you
perfect
save
sense.
money, and the money you save, you buy cryptocurrencies with.
It's a win-win across the board. I don't mean to be interrupting everybody, but we're running really low on time. Are there any questions any of you guys see in the chat that they wish for us to answer? Do you see anything there? Because I'm not looking at it, nor can I see through these things. Not really. Not really.
Not really questions, no.
All right. Any last words from everybody then, starting with you now that you're on screen, Amina. Any last words before we close the show?
Thank you for having me. This has been fun. And like Ben said, we started on the Life app. It's something to go look at. I do have a YouTube channel. I'm on Twitter at Crabfluence1. I will probably post this on there.
Well, why don't you talk to Dean, and we can put it your connection on below the thing. Okay.
Sure, sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh, one more question. Do you have a meetup where you are on the island?
Well, I don't know. Not too many crypto people here. I feel like a lonely person, like that Beatles song, a lonely man on top of the hill. There's no one really into this here very much. We do have a bit exchange called BITT.com that's actually here local in Barbados, but they only trade Bitcoin, and there's not a lot of people talking about it. And I know that because I talk about it all the time wherever I go, and they all look at me like I'm crazy. So maybe something, yeah, seriously, but something that I can look forward to trying to push and educate in the future. Yeah. I know where you're coming from with that, Amina. I have to get myself the courage in order to go in front of people in a live audience, which I have a funny thing about.
Well, if you can get enough people, we can live stream a meetup one day. Maybe that would work.
That might be just awesome for sure.
Yeah.
For real. Well, Amina, thank you very much for you coming on the show. We're going to have you again because you're very charming. So, you're very welcome. And to you, Bob.
Hey, it's a pleasure as always, Richard. Thank you for having me on, and talking about Novus.1. So go check that out at it's just Novus.1 on the internet. We're on Twitter at Novus1, and you guys always know where to find me anyway. So
yeah, it's almost too easy, Bob. We got to talk about that another time. And Ben, last words from you, my friend.
Everyone, if you like, you can check out my channel on YouTube. That would be Bitcoin Ben, and on Twitter, that would also be Bitcoin Ben. And you can also check out my website to see where I will be at next at www.bitcoinben.com. crypto.io.
Yes, Ben, because listen, what I like about your show is that you're very well connected in a very private way, but you are willing to share what you can, and I always look forward to what you have to say that many people might not know. And that I find very interesting. And myself, I want to thank you all for joining us this evening. And I hope you see us again. Like and subscribe and hit the other button, which I've forgotten. So you all have a very good evening. And until next time,
Ciao.
peace out. Peace out.
Rise like jet fuel, hot flame. Soon we'll be rolling, son. Apollo, crypto, all in one. A step for devs, a leap for blockchain. Rise like jet fuel, hot flame. Features I've never seen. In one coin endeavoring to stand the storm weathering. Whatever the government bring. Mass adoption, that's an option. Privacy, if you need to act with caution. I want to, cause you know they're watching. In early, then scope and launching. Hands of steel and Armstrong, Aldrin, all in. Caldera crawling, crypto cauldron calling. That rabbit hole we fall in. Moon missions, a true fiction. Blockchain here to smooth friction.